Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's so important for a healthy and happy relationship. Learning how to say no to a partner who, bless their heart, might be a little demanding. We all know relationships take work, and part of that work is being honest about our needs and setting boundaries. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but trust me, saying no doesn't have to lead to an argument. It's all about how you say it. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by your partner's requests, stick around, because I've got 6 tips to help you say no politely, respectfully, and keep those love vibes flowing. Let's get to it. Chapter 1. Be honest and direct. This might seem obvious, but sometimes the most direct approach is the kindest. When we communicate openly and honestly, we pave the way for genuine understanding and trust. It's not just about what we say, but how we say it. Let's say your partner asks you to do something and you're already swamped. You're juggling multiple tasks, feeling the weight of your responsibilities, and then comes another request. Instead of saying, sure, honey, while secretly stressing, try this. Honey, I really want to help, but I'm up to my ears right now. This way, you're not only being honest about your current state, but also showing that you care enough to communicate your limits. Being upfront from the get-go prevents resentment from building up. When we bottle up our feelings or overcommit, it often leads to frustration and misunderstandings. Plus, it shows your partner that you trust them enough to be honest. Trust is the cornerstone of any strong relationship, and honesty is its foundation. It's like telling your hairdresser you want a trim, not a complete makeover. Clear communication ensures that your needs and boundaries are understood. You've got to be clear about what you can handle. Setting boundaries is essential for maintaining a healthy balance in any relationship. Now, honesty doesn't mean being harsh. It's about finding the right words and tone to convey your message without hurting the other person. You can be direct while still being loving and respectful. It's a delicate balance, but one that's crucial for effective communication. It's all about finding that balance. Like when you're trying to eat a taco in a white shirt, it takes finesse. Just as you carefully navigate eating without spilling, you must navigate conversations with care. Remember, relationships thrive on open communication. The more we practice being honest and direct, the more natural it becomes. So ditch the white lies and speak your truth with kindness. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's worth it in the long run. Your partner will appreciate it, and you'll feel a whole lot better. Honesty fosters a deeper connection and mutual respect. It's a win-win, just like finding a parking spot right in front of the store. So, embrace honesty and directness in your relationships, and watch them flourish. Chapter 2. Set clear boundaries. All right, folks, boundaries. They're not just for fences and property lines. Boundaries are crucial in every aspect of our lives, from our personal relationships to our professional environments. They help us define what is acceptable and what isn't, ensuring that we maintain our well-being and respect others. Boundaries are essential in relationships too. They help us communicate our needs and expectations clearly, preventing misunderstandings and fostering a healthy dynamic. Without boundaries, relationships can become strained and unhealthy. Think of them as your own personal space, your me time. This is the time you set aside for yourself to recharge and reflect. It's important to carve out this space, even in the busiest of schedules, to maintain your mental and emotional health. It's perfectly okay to have things you enjoy doing solo, whether it's reading, taking a walk, or just enjoying a cup of tea in peace and quiet. These activities allow you to connect with yourself and find joy in your own company. Now, setting boundaries means communicating your needs to your partner. It's about having open and honest conversations where you express what you need to feel comfortable and respected. Let them know what you're comfortable with and what you're not. This might include discussing how much time you need for yourself, what kind of support you expect, and what behaviors are unacceptable. For example, maybe you're okay with helping them with errands on the weekends, but weeknights are for relaxing and recharging. It's about finding a balance that works for both of you. The key here is to be firm but loving. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being harsh or unkind. It means being clear and compassionate about your needs. You're not building a wall. You're simply creating a healthy space for both of you to thrive. This space allows each person to grow individually while still being connected. It's like having separate blankets on the bed. You each get your own cozy space, but you're still together. This metaphor illustrates how boundaries can coexist with closeness. Remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's about self-care. Taking time for yourself ensures that you have the energy and emotional capacity to be there for others. And when you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to show up fully in your relationship. By respecting your own needs, you create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, which is essential for any healthy relationship. Chapter 3. Offer alternatives or compromises. Okay, so you've been honest, you've set your boundaries, but your partner still seems a little disappointed. Don't worry, this is where the art of compromise comes in. Let's say they ask you to go to a concert on a night you already have plans. Instead of a flat-out no, try something like, I can't do that night, but how about we go to a movie on Saturday instead? Offering alternatives shows your partner that you're invested in finding a solution that works for both of you. It's like when you're trying to decide on a restaurant, you suggest options until you find one that makes everyone happy. Compromise is all about finding that sweet spot where both partners feel heard and respected. It's not about one person always getting their way. It's about creating a win-win situation. And trust me, those win-win situations, they're the best. Chapter 4. Use I statements. Alright, let's talk about the power of I statements. These little words can make a world of difference when you're trying to communicate your feelings without blaming your partner. Instead of saying, you're always asking me to do things, try this. I feel overwhelmed when I have too much on my plate. See the difference? I statements help you take ownership of your emotions and express them in a way that's less likely to put your partner on the defensive. It's like explaining to your cat why you don't want to play at 3 a.m. You're not blaming them for being a cat. You're just stating your need for sleep. Remember, communication is key in any relationship, and using I statements is like having a secret weapon in your communication arsenal. It's all about expressing yourself clearly, honestly, and with a little bit of love. Chapter 5. Take time to think. Have you ever felt pressured to say yes on the spot, only to regret it later? It's a common experience that many of us face in our daily lives. Whether it's a request from a friend, a demand from a colleague, or even a question from a loved one, the pressure to respond immediately can be overwhelming. We've all been there. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to take a moment to pause and think before responding. This brief pause can make a world of difference. It allows you to gather your thoughts, assess the situation, and consider the potential consequences of your response. If your partner asks you something and you feel put on the spot, don't be afraid to say, "Let me think about that for a bit and get back to you." This simple phrase can buy you the time you need to process the request and come up with a thoughtful response. It shows that you value the question and want to give it the consideration it deserves. This gives you a chance to process your feelings, consider your options, and come up with a response that feels authentic to you. Taking this time can help you avoid knee-jerk reactions that you might later regret. It also allows you to align your response with your true feelings and values. It's like trying on a pair of shoes before you buy them. You want to make sure they fit right and feel comfortable before you commit. Just as you wouldn't purchase shoes that pinch or don't support your feet, you shouldn't agree to something that doesn't sit well with you or align with your priorities. Taking a moment to think prevents you from making impulsive decisions you might regret later. It gives you the space to weigh the pros and cons, consider alternative solutions, and make a choice that you feel confident about. Remember, it's perfectly okay to take your time and weigh your options. In fact, it's a sign of wisdom and self-awareness. By giving yourself this time, you're more likely to make decisions that are in your best interest and that you can stand by. You're not stalling. You're simply being mindful of your needs and boundaries. Setting boundaries and taking time to think are essential practices for maintaining your well-being and ensuring that your decisions reflect your true self. So next time you feel pressured, remember that it's okay to take a step back and think things through. Chapter 6. Seek support. And finally, remember that you don't have to navigate this alone. If you're struggling to set boundaries or communicate your needs, don't hesitate to reach out for support. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. Sometimes, just having someone to listen and offer a fresh perspective can make a world of difference. It's like having a co-pilot on a road trip. They're there to help you navigate and offer support when you need it most. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're committed to taking care of yourself and your relationship. So there you have it, folks. 6 ways to politely say no to a demanding partner. Remember, setting boundaries and expressing your needs is a sign of a healthy relationship, not a negative one. It's all about finding that balance between your needs and your partner's. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled to say no in a relationship? What tips worked for you? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more relationship advice. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember, you're amazing, you're capable, and you deserve to have your needs met in a relationship. Until next time.